Welcome back. It's 8 minutes past 8. Yes, we'll now continue focusing on the security situation. Max Gbanite joins us from our studios in Abuja. He's a strategic security consultant. Well, morning, and thank you for coming on today, Max. I mean, looking at where we left off, I mean, yes, we've seen lots of activity on the part of security operatives. I'm talking about the police, BCMR, and some of the other actions. Of course, you remember the NCC going on with their, you remember that NIMC also planning to get some data, FRSC also getting some data. Are we eventually making any headway to the extent that at least some data is being collected, and who knows, for some positive reasons also?
Thank you very much, Chamberlain, for having me, and Suleiman as well, and the beautiful Mope. It's a pleasure to be here with you. And the whole topic issue that you mentioned is part of the stratagem of national security. The intention of the Federal Road Safety to capture vehicles, the SIM card registration, which I argued vehemently that the vehicle or the enterprise that houses such information is faulty. The portability exercise that has been carried out being faulty also. And the recent commentary by the Nigerian police that they too want to be part of the game in registering of vehicles and biometrics of drivers.
Part of the game?
Look, that's what the police is saying recently, that they too have a right to register all those things. And I think there's something we are getting wrong here.
What is it?
And what we are getting wrong is, what is the policy framework that gives the police the right to charge Nigerians money to register vehicles or biometrics? It doesn't exist in the police environment. And the IGP MD Abubakar is a great policeman.
Let me jump in.
Not want
does it exist in that of the FRSC?
It does exist subtly in the FRSC because it is a statutory body that have been asked. The FRS have been asked to, again, register vehicles. They have been asked to give us our driver's license. And in the exchange, you have to pay them. And the payment you make to them goes to the National Tax Board and Revenue. So that establishes them as a revenue collection agency who have been given the mandate to do such thing. Where I beg to differ, I want to really take you back. The ideation of vehicular registration have been tinkered upon since 2007 by a brilliant company that I'm not going to mention their name. It was discussed at the latter part of Obasanjo regime and was discussed in full during the era of Umaru Yar'adua. And Yar'adua gave his tacit approval because the ideology then was that vehicles coming into the country from the customs to the road is registered so that the VIN number, the vehicle color, the vehicle identification is on record under a proper enterprise system, that even when the vehicle changes color, the VIN doesn't change color. Even when it changes ownership, the VIN number doesn't change it doesn't change. It continues, so you can trace such vehicles until its final disposition. And it was a wonderful ideology, and it was to be housed by FRC at that particular point in time. Then when Jonathan came in, there was a delay in bringing this up. But where I find it quite repulsive is the cost of this exercise today. Today we are being told as end users that to change your driver's license, you're paying almost 8,000 naira. Then to change the new license plate is 25,000 naira. Why so expensive for the common man? That is where I beg to differ. But whether we should accept that or not, I think it's good for the national security of our country, especially now that the enterprise called terrorism is everywhere in the world. We need to be able to trace vehicle and track the movement of vehicles within the country.
All right, let me get this
Having
right.
said that, the police also comes up and says that it is their duty to have biometrics or records of vehicles. I think that is wrong. The road safety is doing that. What we need to do now is have a policy formulation that houses all this data and have a body of management that can manage this data, that enables any security agency the opportunity to access this record as when needed in the course of their investigation. You don't have to go to, it doesn't have to belong to road safety. Road safety can acquire the data, and then there is a policy formulation for a national data center. I have a friend, whom I don't want to mention his name, who have also articulated a semblance of the Homeland Security Data Center that can house not only vehicular identification, but of course the biometrics that are floating everywhere within the country. Today we have pensioners doing biometrics, we have families doing biometrics. The most annoying in my view is the SIM card registration, which in my own estimation is a colossal failure. And I can tell you why I say that.
On the police, because you say that it is wrong for the police to come up with this BCMR, and that the FRSC should be the ones doing it. I mean, would you feel comfortable reporting your stolen car to the FRSC? Who is supposed to do the investigation if they don't have the data? Because the police say FRSC just gets their own statistics for a different purpose. Ours is statutory, and we should do it. After all, they did the CMR way before the FRSC was set up.
Look, when the debate was discussed in the National Assembly, enabling the FRC to handle this, where were the police? What was the discussion coming from the police department?
That was driver's license, not.
And then the FRC were given the mandate to do the BCMR. Now the police are coming in to say that, look, the police does not have to have the statutory right to have such vehicle registration. If you go to the police and report your car stolen, the police can access the data that they have and be able to find your vehicle if it is still moving. Today we have tracking industries going on in the country that are enabling the police opportunity to track vehicles. Let me also downgrade this matter to another point. What is the police telecommunication system? How is it working? When you come into police station now and report that your vehicle has been stolen, what means do they use in tracking at this particular point in time? How does having the BCMR enable them to track the vehicle when they have not been able to articulate their own signal concept? They have not been able to refurbish their signal concept of communication from point A to point B. Then let us go back to the police, a typical police station, where you go in to report a crime, and then they tell you that they don't have a pen for you to write. Did you bring your own pen? Then somebody brings a sheet of paper for you. Look, the police are missing the priority at this particular point in time.
Exactly?
And vehicular registration is not one of them.
Are you saying that the police should not even bother about the BCMR, or they should not charge for the BCMR, or they should go to FRSC or rely on the tracking companies? Which of the lots?
There should be what I call synergy between the police and the FRC. The police should be able to meet with FRC and say, how do we partner with you to serve Nigerians better? That is what I think the police should do, and not have an independent data system from that of the FRC. Your driver's license alone is already enough biometrics for you. And what the police need to do now